By the time grade 3 came around, my mother got this little 2-bedroom house for us. These are my siblings in here, and it's a little 2-bedroom house. Right around this corner, my mother points to the room. She said, "Son, that's your room over there." I was like, okay, awesome. I was like, finally, I get my own room. So, take my backpack, my toys, and off I went to my room. And after sitting there for a few minutes, I started to feel guilty. I went back to the living room. I said, "Well, Mom, where's Kendra, Fair, and Mercia going to sleep?" He's like, "The other room." And I'm thinking, I'm feeling guilty now. "Well, where are you going to sleep?" She said, this couch right here. I'll be okay." And she slept on this couch all the way till I graduated high school. Sacrifice. Sacrifice. And as time went on, my mom put me on a bus that took me off the reserve. It took me to a place called Cut Knife. And in Cut Knife, I remember going to this community where I felt very different from a lot of people. Going into this place, and I had to learn how to understand the lingo. It was all different. And I remember I met one of my friends on that soccer field. On this soccer field, my best friend, our friendship was born. It was born through the gift of playing, the love of soccer. He was from South Africa. Him and his family came here as immigrants. We just happened to be going to the same school, loving the same sport. One day, he asked me a question I was not prepared for. He said, "Kendall, how come you're not playing with us after school? We go to all these farming communities, we go to all these towns, how come you can't play with us?" And at that time, I was very, very nervous. I was ashamed. I was scared to open up because I didn't like not having what my friends had. So I told my friend Johan, I said, "Johan, I said, that bus that just pulled up, that's my only ride to and from the res. We have no vehicle. We have no $50 fee. There's only Mom in the house. We're living off of welfare. There's no ECDEV, no jobs." He's like, "Oh." So I went on my bus feeling all ashamed. I go back home. And as I go back home the next day, I come to the same spot. Johan's already dropped off. But he has a happy expression on his face. I walk over to him, and Johan says, "Hey, Kendall, come here. I want to talk to you real quick." So I walk over to Johan. I said, "Hey, what's up? How are you doing?" "Kendall, I told my parents everything you told me last night." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." He's like, "No, it's okay. We're going to help you out." I was like, "What do you mean help me out?" "Well, we already paid for your fee to play soccer." And I thought of it. I was like, wow. "Well, how am I going to get to soccer practice?" He's like, "Don't worry about it. We're going to come pick you up." He's like, "Where do you live, by the way?" I was like, "The res, way over there." And this is back before GPS days, obviously. We had no phones, so we wrote it on a napkin or a piece of paper, and I did that. Go down this road, watch these potholes here, don't go down this road, Eventually, this family showed up. Driving me to games and practices, and for the next 2 years, they really empowered me through the love of sport. On the evenings and weekends, they said, "Kendall, come and visit us. Come visit us at our home." And I said, "Okay, I'd be honored." So, on the evenings and weekends, I go visit their home. As I step into their home, beautiful, felt like a mansion. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I was like, man, maybe one day I can have something like this. Belief. They say when you want something new, go experience it to its closest potential, wherever you can find it. Go be in those rooms. Go be around dreamers. Go be around other leaders. You're going to get that energy and belief that maybe you can learn something similar to that lifestyle, maybe even further. Saturday morning, the day after I get dropped off, I meet his dad. His dad was also named Johan, so it got confusing some days talking to them. Johan Sr. became a role model to me. He was someone that I really looked up to. He'd be working out, he'd be doing his workout, his study, and he'd be doing laps around the lake. He was there as a loving husband, a father to his children. I'd never seen this before in my life. So I told myself, maybe one day I can be driven like him. Maybe one day I could be driven to succeed just like him. That's where this book title came from. I'm going to be giving a few of those out here today. And as I was telling and going through this part of this journey, this happened for the next 2 years. By grade 7, Johan and his family, this is shortly after my birthday. This is the last time we were going to be hanging out. Right after this happened, they told us with my mother that they were going to be moving away. So how would that feel if your friend's going to be moving, you're probably not going to see them, there's no social media, there's no phones. It's not the best feeling. Right before they left, Johan and his family got a chance to meet my mother. And they brought her in. And they told my mother, my mom's name is Inez. They said, Inez, we're going to be moving to the city, and we know we've been giving your son rides to practices and you don't have a vehicle. Here. And they handed my mom a set of car keys. We're not taking this with us to the city. You can use this vehicle to help continue on. Now my mom's driving me, Kendra, Farah, Marisha to play sports. And it really empowered us. It took us to the next step into going into high school. High school, I was able to continue to play more sports. It took me into college. It took me into places where I never experienced. And it took me back to trying to become a teacher. That's where I thought I was going to be the most impactful.